Welcome to this edition of Mayor's Report Livermore. I'm your host, Dr. Marshall Kamina. Joining me today is Mayor John Marchand from the city of Livermore. Welcome, Mayor Marchand. I'm so glad to see you today.
Always good to be back, Marshall. How are you doing?
I am just fine, and I think you're full of information that I'd like to share with our viewership. And the first thing is, what choice would you pick as an item on your own?
Well, so I talked about one of these the last go around, but I think it deserves being heard again. So Livermore is just as a remarkable community, very, very diverse community. And I talked about the restaurant that had just opened. It's called El Campo. And it's a Spanish restaurant specializing in paella and the like. But so in the same week, we've opened two other restaurants. So El Campo being a Spanish restaurant, we had Chaco, which is a Korean barbecue place. One of those things where they bring the grill sort of thing there, and you order your own meat, and
What's it called?
grill it. It's called Chaco.
How do you spell that?
C-H-A-K-O. So it's like Chaka Khan, only with an O instead of an A. But it's Chaco's Korean barbecue, and that's over in Republic Square, just east of the premium outlets. And then we've opened another place, and that's called the Livermore Hangout, and that's over by Calafia near the Vasco Plaza, and they're an Indian pizza place.
No kidding. Have you tried it?
So we have Indian. So they have vegetarian, northern and southern Indian pizza, and they also. So that's over by Vasco Plaza. So we've got an Indian pizza, a Korean barbecue, and Spanish paella. So within a week, we've got all those different restaurants, those different cuisines coming into a Livermore.
Well, coming in behind Leper's Ice Cream is a tough study.
Well, yeah, Meadowlark Dairy coming in there where the Bank of the West used to be. They should be opening this month, as a matter of fact.
No
So
kidding.
looking forward to that.
This sort of tells me that the town has developed to the point where obviously we can be pretty picky, but there aren't a lot of places left, and so well, people might have to go different parts within our city limits.
Well, so it just shows how popular Livermore has become. If you remember way back in the day when the Highway 84 ran through the downtown, and we had gravel trucks rumbling through the downtown every 2 minutes, and then it was part of your vision to get the highway out of the downtown, and people screamed about that. Oh, you're going to kill the downtown. And now at 3 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon, the downtown is packed because we've got the highway off the downtown. It goes down Isabel Expressway, which that's now redone because Isabel's now going into Vallecillos Road, and now Vallecillos Road is 4 lanes all the way down.
Isn't that something?
So all of those things that came together, and it was part of the vision to get the highway off of the downtown, and now our downtown is the envy of the entire East Bay.
You've done a wonderful job of picking up where I left off.
Well, it's about momentum, and it's about keeping that trajectory and making it happen. So you get a vision. Well, that was part of Zone 7. You know, Zone 7 has been a long line of visionaries that kept up that vision to ensure the water for the region, and it was all part back in the 50s when they decided they'd get into the State Water Project. So all these things are intertwined all together.
And you say Meadowlark's coming in?
Hopefully by the end of this month.
By the end of this month. It'll be walk-in?
It's going to be walk-in. They haven't quite worked out the queuing like they have in Pleasanton, because for the drive-in. Because with the drive-in, they actually take up all the parking, and they have to redo the bus routes because there's such a traffic demand.
Fortunately, though, that's the old Bank of Livermore, and there are places where outdoor hotels they can drive. They've got some drive-through established in a sense.
Right. Yeah. So there was never that long line of people trying to get into the bank. But
I'm with you.
So it's all going to work, and but very, very exciting. But just the cultural depth of what we've got coming into Livermore now is really quite remarkable. And out of the top, in the 34 cities of the East Bay, Livermore rated, of the top 100 shops and restaurants in the 34 cities of the East Bay, Livermore had 28 of them.
No kidding.
So we had over a quarter of the best shops and restaurants. So it just shows that Livermore's a place to be, and we were voted the #1 downtown in the East Bay.
How do you like that?
Fun stuff.
Man, that's not fun stuff too. You and the council and the city now have a new city attorney. Has that person been sworn in yet?
Not yet. They're coming in later this month.
And tell me what's unique about that position.
Well, the city attorney's office is very, very important because they keep me out of jail,
Mm-hmm.
and I always appreciate that. But we have a woman city attorney is coming in. Her name is Kim Seeley, and what's remarkable is she did work with the city.
Oh, is that right?
She worked for us for 6 years, and she was our assistant city attorney.
Oh.
And then she went to Pleasanton. You know, she obviously loves living here in the Tri-Valley, but she took the assistant city attorney position in Pleasanton. She was the senior assistant here, but she figured that our city attorney was going to be here forever. And that was Jason Alcala, as you recall. And Jason, it's funny, I've been with the city for 1 year less than Jason was. Jason was there for 26 years, and I've been with the city for 25. So he did a great run, great tenure, but she figured he was going to be there forever. So she eventually wanted to move up to city attorney, which is, I think, why she went to Pleasanton in the first place.
Yes.
But instead, when Jason retired, she saw this as an incredible opportunity to work really with a remarkable city. So that's why she came back to Livermore. Now, she's been working on a lot of local issues. She was also with Morgan Hill and Mountain View, but she's got a proven track record in negotiating housing and commercial projects, revising city ordinances to ensure compliance with state and local laws, federal laws. She's represented the city in civil litigation, administrative hearings, and code enforcement. She's worked a lot on CEQA, the California Environmental Quality Act, permit streamlining, subdivisions, and affordable housing. And so there's a lot of laws that the city has to abide by. You know, the Brown Act is one of the most notable because everything that we do has to be conducted in public. So on the agendas, it has to have what you're going to talk about. You have to have minutes that record what you talked about, but everything has to be in the public view. So that's another thing. The city attorney works very closely with the city clerk. But another thing that a lot of people don't realize is just how complicated the laws are. Because, for example, there was let's say Southwest Airlines wants to, because they have a partnership with our Chamber of Commerce, suppose they wanted to show me their shops down in Southern California. They're going to fly me down, tour the shops, go out to lunch, and then they'll fly me back. The city attorney informed me that if I accepted that offer, I would lose my office as mayor.
Oh, no problem.
It's in the state constitution, and this goes back to the railroad barons, that the legislature understood just how powerful the legislature and how powerful the railroads were. And so they put it in the state constitution that if an elected official accepts a free ride from some sort of conveyance company, they lose their office, because that's the level of influence that they had 150 years ago. So
before Uber.
Before Uber and before Lyft. So they wanted to make sure that there was not an undue influence, so that's why it was written into the Constitution. Well, this is the type of information and the type of litigation and law that our city attorney has to be familiar with so that they can advise the council, you know, you don't want to do this. there was so I'm also on the ACE board, the Altamont Commuter Express, and they had this great idea.
Those wheels.
Well, and also on wheels, yes. Well, a lot of these different conveyance companies, well, they had this great idea that people are going to be able to take ACE to the 49er games at Levi Stadium. So I said, great, we can give you a ride down to the 49er stadium, you watch a game, we'll bring you back. Sorry, can't do that because that's a free conveyance by a railroad, and I would vacate my office.
But if they did it for the public, would it be okay?
For the public, yeah, but for an elected official, I can't accept a free ride. In fact, a couple of years ago, there's a safety program that they have with Union Pacific Railroad, and they invited the elected officials to ride the train, and just to show where the safety concerns are along that right-of-way. Well, there was a big question about if I accepted that free ride, would that implicate my ability to keep my office? Well, because the train didn't go anywhere, it basically just went 2 miles down the track through the downtown and then 2 miles back.
Demo, it was a demo.
It was a demo, so it didn't actually go anywhere, so that was okay. But this is how tightly we
very, very interesting.
Follow the laws.
On that note, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back on this edition of Mayor's Report Livermore in just a moment. Welcome back to this edition of Mayor's Report Livermore. We're here talking with Mayor John Marchand from the City of Livermore. Mayor Marchand, I hope the Pacific Fusion project is on your mind because I would like to ask, can we pick your brains on it?
Absolutely. This is very exciting. So Pacific Fusion is working on the concept of fusion ignition as an energy source. Now, you may recall we've talked about it on this show that Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory was the first laboratory in the world to achieve fusion ignition. And that is where they take a deuterium and tritium filled bead called a hole ROM, and you put a whole bunch of energy and pressure on that. And ultimately what happens is you compress the hydrogen fuel into helium. So you literally change the element from one to another. And when you get fusion ignition, it generates a tremendous amount of heat.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah, so when NIF, the National Ignition Facility, fires, it creates 300 times the energy on the American grid. It's a lot of power.
Is that when our lights dim?
No, it's another time, but it's all power generated by the National Ignition Facility. So these are 192 lasers that crush this bead and create fusion ignition. So in effect, it's striking a match to ignite the sun. So literally, for billionths of a second, we created a star here on Earth in Livermore. So what this Pacific Fusion company is doing is they're using magnets and plasma, a tremendous amount of energy that they're going to focus on a slightly larger fuel cell. And they're looking to do this proof of concept here in Livermore. Now it's a 10-story building that they're going to be putting up, and we approved the location. Now the interesting thing is and the location is just south of the airport, just south and west of the airport, between Jack London Boulevard and the Quarry Lakes.
I see.
So we're competing with two other cities. We're competing with Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Albuquerque just threw their hat in the ring at the last minute because the governor of New Mexico is putting up $100 million in public funds trying to buy into the game. Now, Alameda and Livermore are the two local cities that are competing. And Alameda of course, it's an island, so it's a little bit more difficult to get to. We've made the case that Livermore is the ideal location for it because obviously Livermore is where fusion ignition was first achieved in the world. So we have the technology, we have the most powerful laser here, we've got the most powerful supercomputer here in Livermore. So it really makes sense that since work is being done here that can be done nowhere else on Earth, that this makes sense that you would come to Livermore. So we're in the process right now. We approved it Monday night, and so we're looking ahead to continue to work with the Pacific Fusion folks. They live here. A number of their lead team lives here in the Tri-Valley, so it really makes sense that they locate here. So we're going to continue to work with them, and they haven't made the decision yet, but when they do, TV 30 viewers will be some of the first to hear it.
Thank you so much. That's so important. Thank you for that report. Do you have any other upcoming events you'd like to share with us?
Well, real quick, let me talk about the summer reading program. We just had that. We had a couple hundred students come through, had the opportunity to meet the council and shake hands with the council and the mayor. You remember that was always a fun event. So we just got through that. We had, as I said, a couple thousand people sign up, and we had several hundred show up for the end of the program. So it was a lot of fun.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the summer reading program? I think we actually have some video on it.
I think because the TV 30 was there. So this is always one of the fun things. We've been doing this for over 40 years, and thousands of kids have been through this program. They always appreciate the opportunity to meet the mayor. I've talked with people that are now adults and their children are in the program, and they remember when they went through, when they were young people and met the mayor and the council. So it's a tradition that's been going on for over 40 years. Thousands of kids have been through this program, and it's fun to see the kids come back year after year, and they're still so excited to be a part of the program. And there's other businesses that support it. We've got there's pizza and ice cream and all sorts of fun things for the kids as they move through the program. But the main thing is to demonstrate to them just how important reading is. As you know, some of the packets that we've had at the City Council have been just shy of 3,000 pages. So there's a lot of reading involved when you're in politics. But this instills that love of reading in the children. So this is the fun stuff. But as far as what's coming up, we've got the Fire Prevention Week is coming up. It's going to be October 11th. It's a Fire Safety Expo, Saturday, October 11th from 8 a.m. to noon at the Training Tower in Pleasanton at 3333 Bush Road. They'll start out with a free pancake breakfast and firefighter demonstrations, fire extinguisher training, so people can learn how to actually use those so they don't just hang up on the wall and be afraid to ever use it. There's going to be a kids obstacle course and more. And donations to the Fallen Firefighter Foundation will be accepted as well. For more information, people can go to lpfire.org or call 925-454-2361. We also have the annual Trunk or Treat at the Livermore City Hall. It's going to be in front of the parking lot, Livermore Fire Department at 1110 South Livermore Avenue. They can collect treats from the decorated vehicles. We had one truck there last year that was decorated as a pirate ship. We had the Barbie showed up, so it was a lot of fun. Children ages 12 and under must be accompanied by an adult. Costumes are encouraged. I'll be there in costume, but it's going to be Wednesday, October 22nd from 5 to 8 p.m. Once again, the parking lot in front of the police department, the annual Trunk or Treat. Kids 12 and under show up in costume. It's a lot of fun. They have games set up and food booths, and it's a lot of fun.
Thank you so much for being here. This is really fun.
The fun stuff.
And thank you for watching this edition of Mayor's Report Livermore. Join us for the next episode of Mayor's Report right here on Tri-Valley TV. I'm Dr. Marshall Kamina. Thank you for joining us.